Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's TReNS and you're watching TReNS TV, and for today's video we're going to get right into it and discuss this viral situation going on TikTok right now and Facebook. If you guys haven't heard, there's been a situation where a trans woman has basically been blasting all the DL men that have been in her DM. A woman by the name of Aaliyah Zani, who is a trans woman who's from Houston, Texas, posted this crazy ass screen recording of a lot of men in her DMs. And she didn't just scroll past a few men, she scrolled past at least 100 men. It was 100, if not 200 men. And of course, people all over TikTok who live in the city of Houston, Texas are going crazy about it. Mostly women. Especially because a lot of these women claim that they saw their child's fathers on there. Some of them saw their friends on there. Some of them saw high school mates. And some of them saw men who are currently in relationships trying to shoot their shot at a trans woman.
It's a DL list going around in Houston. And I just motherfucking moved here and I can't find it. Somebody who got that motherfucker, please send it to me because I need to motherfucking know. A bitch like me need to be prepared and on point. Just in case one of them motherfuckers that was on that motherfucking list come trying to bark up my motherfucking tree.
Houston DL men, let's talk about it. So if you're from Houston or if you've been on social media, you probably saw the 17-minute video of this trans woman exposing all these DL men. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if my ex-boyfriend was in there too. And this is why. So I got stuck with paying my ex-boyfriend's phone line or phone number. And so I decided to activate one of the phones I had on there since I was already paying for the line and take him off, whatever. Ever since I activated this phone with his old phone number, I've been getting all these text messages, weird ass shit in my fucking phone of escorts and workers asking for him. And I was shocked. But they would go with his first name and they'd be like, hey, or ask about him. And at first I was confused because they weren't just automatically, asking. I'd be like, who's this, whatever. And then I shortly found out that a lot of these escorts were trans women or men. Yeah, trans women. All I'm going to say is, there is so many men on the DL, and there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being into trans women. But just letting y'all know, these men...
I wanted to get on here and also say thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Surfshark, if y'all didn't know, is a VPN service that basically protects your internet data and protects your location from hackers and anybody that wants to use your information and prey on you. Now, I've been using Surfshark for a couple of years because if I'm being honest with y'all, I do travel the world and sometimes I want to catch up with my American TV shows. You know what I mean? I was trying to watch Supernatural recently in Brazil and then I found out I couldn't even watch it. The first thing I did was I immediately went to my Surfshark VPN, turned on that VPN, and I was able to watch all my TV shows. I was able to catch up on Supernatural and all my other TV shows and much more. It's one of the most affordable, budget-friendly VPNs on the web right now. And they were kind enough to give me a discount code where if you use my discount code Choice TV, you'll be able to get a discount of 4 extra months for free on top of your actual subscription. All the information is in the link in the description box down below. Protect yourself and prioritize your online security. Use my code surfshark.com/choicetv and prioritize your security and your network safety, and also manage to get 4 free months on top of your subscription.
I'm truly cracking up right now. But I just know it's more gay boys out there with more DL niggas in them DMs. So I just need us to all come together as a whole and expose them. And y'all better not go do nothing to that boy either. Just cause you gay don't mean you need to go kill him. You already exposed, boo. Just did it. And stop calling him a punk. Punks are niggas who on the DL.
But the girls, the gays, the trans, they should expose these motherfuckers. Because we don't know. I am one of the girls that want to know. Nobody is judging nobody for who you want to fuck and suck on and do this with and do that with. Be who you are, boo.
And I think a lot of people are scared because they're like, what if I date someone that's DL? Well, men date men. It's a real thing. This whole thing about sexuality and if you're straight or gay or bi or pan, it's all made up, okay?
People date people. People sleep with people.
Now, some of y'all are probably thinking, who the fuck cares? The reason why a lot of people care is because, again, a lot of people saw their child's father on that list. Many people saw their uncles. Some people saw their siblings, friends on that list. And some people even saw their exes or people that they're currently in relationships with on that list. And a lot of women want to be in the know because a lot of women are traumatized, if not most women are traumatized, from dating a guy who was bi or into some things that she wouldn't agree with. Because imagine finding out your man is cheating on you with this.
With all of this. I came home from rehab a year ago and I gave myself a year off.
That's no disrespect, but no woman wants to wake up and go through that, especially if a woman thinks that she's with a heterosexual male. So this is my advice to a lot of women watching this, and please take my advice if you suspect that your man might be gay or DL. So what I always tell women is this, and I'm going to tell y'all now. If you want to find out if your man is gay, download the app Grindr, right? Oftentimes, the app Grindr has like a mapping where it'll tell you how far or how close somebody is. And it might tell you that the person that is on the app is like 10 feet away from you. And also, you can do this. If you register for the Grindr app, type in your man's number. If your man's number is already registered, it's literally just like Tinder. If your man's number is already registered, more than likely he's probably using the app. Because I do feel as though that if you're quick to out somebody and you consider yourself trans, you are a fucking dude with a dick at that point. Because what is there to out if you see yourself as a woman? Why not just consider you're a woman, right? You see what I mean? So every time I see a lot of people who are trans say, I'm a woman. Yeah, cool, you're a woman. And yes, I do feel like trans women are women. They're a different type of woman. They're not biological women. They're not female women, but they're a different type of woman. And I do feel as though that when you see stuff like this, it just shows me more and more why a lot of people don't respect a lot of people in the trans community. Because when a lot of them do shit like this and don't condemn it and don't hold it accountable, it just further increases the divide between society and trans women. Now, this trans woman isn't just a Facebook personality. She's also a TikTok influencer, and she's also a YouTube influencer. And overall, people have been dragging her up and down the comments saying the most vile and vicious things, dragging her, telling her that she's a man and she looks like a man and that she needs to stop being delusional much more. And people have been going all over her YouTube to the point where she's been disabling her comments on YouTube, turning off comments on Instagram, and has even been ignoring and blocking people on Facebook after what she did. Let me start off by saying that even though this list is problematic and it is kind of fucked up to post this kind of stuff, I understand why a lot of women on Facebook and TikTok find this kind of stuff entertaining. Because no woman wants to be with a guy that is secretly messing around with dudes. But I will say in general, it doesn't make a guy gay if he's messing around with a trans woman. Being intimate with a trans woman does not make you gay. It might not make you straight, but it doesn't make a man gay. He might be pansexual. He might be metrosexual. He might be bisexual, because I personally believe that sexuality is a spectrum. Dudes will usually fuck anything. If they see a pretty face with big breasts and a big butt, they're going to shoot their shot at it and give it a chance if they're interested and invested into it. If they're interested. So this isn't really anything spectacular, anything new. All fun and games until somebody gets shot.
The leading cause of death in black trans women, it's not violence. It's black men. And I'm saying this not to demonize black men, but to protect my sisters. Majority of black trans women murdered in the United States are killed by cisgendered black men. Usually these are men that they have dated, had intimate moments with, or simply rejected. And why is that, might you ask? Because we exist at an intersection of everything that they have been taught to hate. We're feminine, we're visible, we're trans, and we're free. Some of these men are so caught up in hate and toxic masculinity that the idea of being attracted to us and or being exposed with us triggers violence. But let's be clear, their shame is not our burden, and their hate will not silence us. My black trans sisters, please protect yourselves. Be mindful of who it is that you date and spend your time with. Trust your instincts. Carry protection. Move smart. Let someone know where you are. Your life is too precious. This is a world. Don't look away. Because this isn't just a trans issue. This is a black community issue, whether you like it or not. Scream Black Lives Matter, but the black trans people are dying over in silence.
There's a lot of horror stories that have been going on for the past 20 years of people going on social media blasting the fact that their man is messing with a trans woman and trans women going off about how their men this and men that. Anytime a trans person does this, I always associate it with the fact that they probably don't have a lot of self-worth. Anytime somebody feels the need to out somebody, it doesn't even matter if it's a trans person, it could even be somebody in the gay community. If you feel the need to out somebody's sexuality, then more than likely you probably are bitter and insecure on the inside because you yourself probably want to punish that person. You want to punish that person and you interpret your sexuality or your gender identity as something negative. Because this even reminds me of even the situation with Khalid. We all knew, for example, Khalid, right? He was in a viral situation where a man who's a popular Instagram influencer basically outed him for being gay because they had a bad breakup and a bad fallout. You felt the need to literally out somebody because you perceive your sexuality as something as negative. Just like how a lot of these trans women perceive themselves as dudes. You perceive yourself as a dude, and that's why you felt the need to blast him to make him feel small, because the rest of the world makes you feel small as well. And then they put themselves at risk. And it's all fun and games until somebody gets shot, because again, these stories are always going viral, and we all know how it always ends up. And honestly, I blame shows like Jerry Springer and a lot of the media for even normalizing attacks on a lot of these women who are, you know, not the gender they feel that they were assigned at birth.
I told you that I was a skinny, petite Asian model. But in reality, I'm a 5'10", 300-pound black man from Chicago.
I have a secret for you. I'm really a man. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was born a man, but I'm a beautiful woman. Yeah.
I blame the media for making it normal to antagonize and mock them and disrespect them. And I get why a lot of them do have low self-esteem and don't have a lot of self-worth. The media has made them feel less than. And I honestly will call you whatever you want to be identified as. But again, we all got to just hold ourselves accountable, especially people who are in that community. Let's talk about, for example, the Shalimar Cilioli situation. If y'all didn't know, back in the 1990s, back in 1997, Eddie Murphy was out here hanging out with a trans woman. Yes, Eddie Murphy was getting down with a trans woman, and to this day, he has denied it up and down, saying that it's bullshit, it's nonsense, and he wasn't intimate. And he was driving around an area in Los Angeles called West Hollywood, where a lot of trans women tend to walk around to get picked up by a lot of men who have fetishes. And again, this is alleged because Eddie Murphy has denied the allegations.
I love my wife, and I'm not gay, and I'm not, you know, and that's what's weird about this, to have your sexuality question and your moral fiber question and all that, when all I was doing was trying to be nice to somebody.
Eddie Murphy tells E.T. that his wife and children were out of town, says he wanted something to read and went to a late-night newsstand. He stopped here and picked up the suspected transsexual at 4:45 in the morning. He says he thought he was aiding a distraught woman.
Looks like a pretty Hawaiian girl in the corner crying. It looks like she was crying. She goes, oh, Eddie Murphy. She noticed him at the light. She recognized Eddie Murphy. Oh, my God. So I go, what are you doing? Why are you out here working the streets so late? She goes, oh, I'm on my way home. Can you give me a ride home?
Police tailed them for 2 miles before pulling him over. Police say he is guilty of no misconduct, but there was a warrant out for the alleged prostitute. A judge has ordered that man, 20-year-old Addison Ciuli, to serve 90 days in jail. Murphy says he has often stopped to try to help prostitutes, but here is what he said in an impromptu news conference on the set of his new movie.
Being a good Samaritan blew up in my face, basically, what happened. And I'm never giving anyone a lift again.
Ladies, if it's 4 in the morning and your man sees a woman on the street crying, how would you feel about him randomly picking her up and taking her home? And how would you feel if you're a married man, for men watching this, picking up a random woman at 4 in the morning crying, trying to take her home? Like, you know, like, it doesn't add up. Then this person, Shalimar, this trans woman, then came out and she basically said, yeah, Eddie Murphy was trying to hook up with me. And on top of that, he's done a lot of hookups with all my other friends that are trans as well. She even did an interview with the Inquirer and made it clear that Eddie Murphy is into trans women. And this was obviously really awful for him because he was actually filming the movie Dr. Dolittle at the time. And on top of that, he also had a lot of other films coming out right after that. So considering he had a lot of people having his back, a lot of publicists and media outlets watching him, he had to be very careful with his words and who he was around. Then on top of that, he was married to Nicole Murphy at the time. Because for those of you who don't know, she literally passed away. So a few months after she did her first interview talking about the fact that Eddie Murphy was really trying to hook up with her and get with her, she also made it very clear in the media that she was coming out with a book. On top of coming out with a book, She also made it very clear that she was going to be discussing all the other celebrities and high-profile clientele that she has. Because a lot of people in the media were very much keeping an eye on her. At the time, this was the 90s, right? And again, this woman who went by Shalimar Cioli, she literally, went talking to the media. She had a lot to say, and a lot of media outlets reached out to her. Some are even going to pay for her story. And Eddie Murphy famously tried to sue the Inquirer, but he let it go for some interesting, undisclosed reasons. He let it go. You can literally look this up. This was back in 1997. And after he let it go, guess what happened to Shalimar? She basically ended up falling off of her apartment building in Los Angeles 5 stories down. So, according to reports, she had on a bra, some pants, and then she also had on a towel. And apparently she was literally at the back of her apartment, near her balcony, and she essentially got locked out of her apartment. And as she got locked out of her apartment, she apparently fell 5 stories down because she was trying to use her towel, try to shake her way down so that way she can come down and so much more because she was stuck on her apartment. And she ended up passing away. And to this day, that has stirred a lot of conspiracy theories about what actually happened to her and if Eddie Murphy was actually involved with that. And it's sad because, again, this is a whole other video. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but she fell 5 stories down while she was chilling on the balcony because she locked herself out of her apartment. And this happened a few months after her situation with Eddie, because she was going to release a book and she had all these interviews lined up, and then Eddie was trying to sue the Inquirer, but then he dropped the lawsuit. Yeah, And this is why women who are in this community better tighten up and not go around exposing people, because a true woman never kisses and tells. So a lot of times, you might not even know, even your man or the men that you've dated in the past have probably experimented, and you would never know because society puts a lot of pressure on men to act a certain way and be a certain way. To be honest with you, I generally feel like a lot of this even went viral because if y'all didn't know, the HIV and STI rates have been increasing a lot in Houston, Texas. If y'all didn't know, it's been soaring like crazy and it's been all over the news.
New data shows HIV and sexually transmitted infection rates are climbing across Harris County, and some of the most impacted neighborhoods are right here in Houston.
Our Ricky Munoz spoke with healthcare professionals who say more testing, education, and access to treatment are the keys to turning around the trend.
Downtown, Montrose, and Sunnyside, all Houston neighborhoods topping the list of new HIV and STIs. Now, health officials say it's because of different factors.
Why do you get tested? I think there's a lot of misinformation that still holds true to some people. So I think a lot of people are afraid of knowing their status.
Recent data shows young adults, especially Black and Hispanic males and females, are being hit the hardest.
Yeah, everyone, let's all go get tested. Even if you aren't intimate, even if you've never been intimate, just go get tested. Sometimes it doesn't really hurt to just go get tested. But that's all I got to say on that. People should give me your thoughts and opinions on this whole entire video and this whole entire topic. And also, don't forget to check out our sponsor. Use my code surfshark.com/choicetv and prioritize your security and your network safety. And also manage to get 4 free months on top of your subscription. And let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that's that. Choice out this bitch. We belong together, baby. Where you if I want somebody free, it's still hard to believe. Come back, baby, please, 'cause we belong together, baby. Who else am I gonna lean on when times get rough? Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till sun comes up? Who's gonna take your place when there's nobody else? Oh, baby, baby, we belong together, baby.